All right, everybody. Hello, I'm Kevin Aguilar. Thank you guys so much again for taking some time out of your guys' schedule to hang out with me. We're hanging out on YouTube's Google Hangout, and this again is the new platform that I have chosen to gravitate to. So, for those of you who have followed me through my career on public broadcasting, thank you guys. Again, this is going to be my new format going forward. And just so you know, I'm going to keep my interview style just the same. I'm going to be interviewing and talking to different people from all over the nation, as well as a little bit outside of the United States as well, because I have a couple guests lined up from Canada, so we got to include that. And again, just like before, I'm going to be meeting them for the very first time, just along with you guys. So we're going to go on for the journey. We're going to find out and learn together. So with all of that said, I'm excited to announce and introduce to you my guests, Alicia, and is it Stu or Stuart?
Stu or Stuart, either way works. Yeah.
Okay, let's go with Stu because my little cue card right there that I have taped to my screen says Stu, and if we mess that up, I will just be a mess.
Perfect. I'm glad it doesn't say Herbert or something like that.
No. So you guys are podcasters, correct?
We are. Yep.
And you have been involved in comedy both prior to starting the podcast, correct?
Alicia, have we been involved in comedy before?
No.
The podcast? No.
As a matter of fact, no. Stu did a little bit of stand-up prior.
Badly.
And I was an obnoxiously the funny friend, and that was about it.
Yeah. So this is something kind of new, and you guys started this about a year ago. Is that correct?
It was almost exactly a year ago.
Yeah, our first episode, did it first air?
It was April 1st, yeah.
So yeah, a couple weeks away from our 1-year anniversary.
Well, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
So tell us, let's find out, what is the name of the podcast?
The podcast is called Sketch Comedy Podcast Show, which the reason we chose that name is because it is all of those things, and it felt like the most obvious name for a podcast.
Keep it simple, stupid.
That's exactly. And we were shocked to find out that the website was open. So.
Hey, that just works out just like that. And did you guys know each other beforehand, or how did you guys meet?
So the June prior to that, about a year and a half ago, we had met online, actually. On a dating website. And we went on a date and really hit it off, and then fumbly attempted to date for about 9 more months, and then we were like, that is not working.
It's not working. We really tried hard to.
Yeah. So
well, I'm glad you guys gave it a good solid effort. That's important.
We gave it a college try, and we realized that we still had that connection and we still had chemistry on a different level than romantic. And then he came to me and said, hey, how would you feel about doing a podcast? And I was like, I don't know what that is, so sure. And then we just kind of went into it. So our breakup per se was by starting a show.
Right, exactly.
That is such an interesting, and then the show kind of started to evolve. Now, had either one of you podcasted prior to you guys starting your podcast?
Yeah, I had. I think I had 5 shows that I did about 3 years prior. That I was doing a comedy showcase, trying to give people an idea of what was happening in Portland in the comedy scene. And I think I put 5 shows. All of them were incredibly unlistenable. And so I put them up and then proceeded to take them down because it was just
for the good of the
people.
Good
of humanity, really. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I have had a couple episodes that, for the good of the people, I chose not to put online as well. So we've all been there, all done that.
Yeah.
Right.
So for those of the people who have not had the opportunity to listen to one of your podcasts, how would you describe it to them?
It's improvisational, very lightly scripted sketch comedy. I mean, that's again, like he said, keeping the name simple. It really is just sketch comedy, and it all kind of started. We were watching a movie with Stu's kids, and there was some reference of Romeo and Juliet, and we just went into this thing for about 20 minutes until we actually annoyed the teenagers to the point that they left. And we were just like, oh, what if it was nowadays? And from then we just like, I just became this Juliet of like, Romeo, I think you're like way more into it than I am. And he played off of it, and it was awesome, and we thought it was hilarious. And so that was really the birth of the whole concept itself. And so we keep it at 4 long playing sketches with introductions in between, and
little interstitial
shorts.
Yeah, little shorts in between that kind of build up to a full story. It's very similar to I guess a Key and Peele show or Amy Schumer, Saturday Night Live, those types of things. I mean, obviously we're amateurs,
Right.
I don't put ourselves
we're the Dollar Tree Amy Schumer Key and Peele people. So.
No commercials.
There you go. There you go. And so, is it a weekly show?
It's bi-weekly. We actually have weekly episodes every Monday morning ish. We release we either release a full episode, which is somewhere between 20 to 30 minutes, and then we every other week on our off weeks we have a bonus episode bonus sketch that we put out. Based on, actually lately it's been based on suggestions from the audience. So if your audience has suggestions for sketches, the first one I think was secrets.
Yeah.
That was the suggestion we got, was secrets. So we did a sketch on secrets.
And then the next one was condoms, which we're going to be recording when we're done tonight. Which
condom modeling.
Right.
Actually,
which we just take that and go, okay, what's it going to be? And
we just kind of roll with it.
Yeah.
That's all right. So that sounds interesting. I want to hear that. I want to hear this one. So, so do you guys? So that's kind of fun. So you guys Twitter people. So here you go. I don't know if it's gonna if it'll go through or not, but you guys on Twitter, tweet them and give them ideas or suggestions, and let's see if they will incorporate one of their future shows. Do you guys have a reoccurring theme or anything that happens on your show?
We have a couple characters. We have one character that's kind of recurred. We have a character named Larry, and for any of your female listeners out there,
from Oregon,
they
have to pump their own gas.
They can't pump gas pumped. Yes, so when there's this unique opportunity for any female in Oregon to go to a gas station and get, would you call it special treatment?
Sexual harassment is the line I would go with.
Yeah, so we have this character, Larry, and he comes across as kind of
aloof.
Well, yeah, he's a little bit, he's a character for sure, but it always ends up like whoever he's talking to drives away very quickly.
Very cool.
And themes for the episodes, we just started recording our 3rd season, but our 1st season was kind of the training wheel season, so we're calling it our 2nd season. So the 1st season was just like, we have all these ideas and it's this hodgepodge mess. And then the 2nd season, things would happen. I called him one day. I'm like, this week is about a breakup because this just happened and I'm pissed and I'm going to let it all out creatively.
Very therapeutic.
And it was so therapeutic. It was great. And then this season, we're actually mixing it up a bit, and we laid out our schedule because I'm going to be gone for some time. So we had to be a little bit tighter than usual. And, we kind of sat and we're like, okay, what are some theme ideas? So we're kind of going in reverse and saying, okay, this week is this. So last week it was awards with the awards season wrapping up. So what does that mean? And we sit and I have my clipboard and we just throw
Oh, yeah, we've got a clipboard and a whiteboard, which
You hate the whiteboard.
Can't figure it out. No idea. I should almost put it behind us. So maybe we can figure out something like
figure out what to do with it and stuff. Well, this is cool. And then and just a quick question: do you guys know Bob? Oh, what's his name? Rhodes?
Rhodes?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Bob, are you watching?
He's tuned in and stuff, and he's got a really great question for you guys when we get later on. And I just want, typically I don't pre let people know about the Twitter questions, but he's got a very unique one. I want to make sure that you understand that the question came from him and not me.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. So tell me. Let's go ahead and go with Alicia first. So, what does comedy mean to you? why is comedy so important? Because this is you are putting a lot of work and effort into this production, into this podcast. So why is it so important to you?
Whoa.
Right, I know the serious
That's
stuff
a
right
really
now.
good question. I think comedy is incredibly important. There are the obvious reasons of just you can connect with people through laughter, and laughter is the best medicine, and all these things. And I think just from life experiences, life is dumb and life is hard, and having the ability and the tools and the resources to go to comedy with it, not to lessen it or to make it any less important, but to be able to get through it and work through it and connect with people, I think is huge as far as just being able to emotionally trudge through life.
Right. I like it. I like it. And Stu, great job thinking about what your answer is going to be to that question, but I'm not giving you the same question. So my question for you, my question is for you, Stu, is where do you gather your inspiration from in terms of comedy and stuff? Where do you gather your inspiration from?
Primarily, most of my inspiration comes from two areas. Number one, dealing with my kids. I've got three kids, 17, 14, and 10, and those ages are just ripe. And what's fantastic is it's not necessarily the things they say, but it's the things that they're going to have to deal with and how they perceive the world and how they're learning how to perceive the world, and taking that and then skewing everything is a lot of fun. The other big inspiration is I sit in my car a lot. I drive a lot for my job, and so that quiet time in the car is incredible for creativity, because there have been a couple times I've been in my car and I've just been talking out loud to myself, and I got myself to break. So I was laughing, and so I find that that's very therapeutic.
I think that's the sign of a breakdown.
That could almost be another show, maybe.
Oh. Hey, look at my psychosis.
So this I did, like I said, I wanted to have no I haven't listened to your show yet, but I'm going to now because I didn't want to have any preconceived notions or anything like that. So
Great.
I know for a fact that I'm totally excited about catching your show. And so tell the people and myself, where can we find your show? How can we catch your show? How can we subscribe and not miss an episode?
Sure. Probably the easiest way to do that is you can follow us on Twitter @SketchCompod.
And you guys on Twitterland, and everything else, I'll make sure to put that in the information, the bio, because it gets a little hard to find you on Twitter, because I'm like, you spell it out and it kind of gets a little crazy. So I'll put links and stuff.
Okay, great.
Awesome. Yeah, we have sketchcomedypodcastshow.com.
Yep, you can go there.
We're on Facebook.
We also have the very, very lucky URL, comedypodcast.net. That is our domain, so when you go there, you go to our main page, and you get to see all of our artwork, because every episode has artwork.
And iTunes.
And iTunes, of course,
Stitcher. Where else? We're all over the place.
Yeah. RSS feeds. Yep, the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, fantastic. So I like to keep our conversation short because I've gotten feedback from the people at YouTube telling me to do so, in a sense. They send me these analytic reports and stuff because about people, and anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and now I'm going to hand you over the interview now to people on Twitter.
Excellent.
Okay.
And you guys got a couple questions out there, so here we go. So one of them was from a John M. Comedy, and his question, and I think you guys might have seen this morning, was, when someone uses the word skit instead of sketch, is it difficult to keep your composure?
So what a little known fact is that we actually spend a lot of time doing performances in front of campfires using tried and true methods.
And my school's talent show.
Yeah, exactly. So we do a lot. No, that's all made up. But the penis jokes go over real well with the Girl Scouts. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, that's coming. That's coming.
Fantastic. So actually, the skit thing, like my mom will say skit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she'll say skit, and after I finish with my tirade of cursing, I learned to
At her.
forgive. Yeah, at her.
At her face.
I learned to forgive because, yeah, call it a skit, call it a sketch, whatever you want to call it. Just please, for the love of God, watch it or listen to it. Like, that's all I care about. Just click and like it.
Just like it, just like it.
Like,
All right.
just love me.
You
I'm
got
a
it, and
comedian
then,
at this point.
of
Just
course, and then Bob Rhodes it wants us to ask you. That's another one from Twitter. He wants us to have you. This is for you, Stuart, specifically, I would assume. And he's interested to know. He wants me to ask about your nice package.
There's a story behind that. That's actually highlighted in a sketch in episode 8, which was entitled Naked Nunus, which was
All about nudity.
all about nudity, all about us basically doing the naked bike ride, which, hey, anybody who's out there wants to do the naked bike ride, let us know because we'll be out there. But yeah, I got it.
Which for people who are outside of Portland, that's a huge thing here in Portland. Once a year, everyone has it's okay to just hop on your bike, run naked in this area. So it is an actual event that happens in Portland, Oregon, and so you can Google that, and that's what we're talking about here. So for those of you not in Portland, that's what we're referencing to.
Yeah, I guess you have to explain that, right? It's a weird thing.
Well, why wouldn't you get on right around naked?
Yeah, I mean, what day is it today?
It's coming up. It's usually in the spring, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
late
coming
spring,
up.
early
Late spring.
summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's and so if you're thinking about it, people, coming to Portland, it's in the warmer months, so you don't have to worry about it being too chilly.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it otherwise.
No, it would all. Most of us wouldn't.
Oh.
It's a little chilly.
It's a little chilly. No, there is a sketch on there that talks about an experience that was actually based on a real life experience that happened to me when I had gone to a nude beach and somebody complimented me. So.
Hey, well, at least they didn't point and giggle.
That's true. That's true.
All right. All right, you guys. Well, I'll tell you what. It has been an absolute pleasure meeting the both of you. And I just want to say congratulations, hats off. I think what you guys are doing is absolutely fantastic. And I can't wait to check out your work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know I may be on next week saying, oh, don't tune in.
Listen to that.
That goes in the pile that doesn't go on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. All right, you guys. Well, you guys have a fantastic rest of your evening.
All right,
too.
Thanks for hanging out with me tonight.
Awesome. Nice meeting you.
And keep in touch. I want to stay. I want to stay in contact with you guys. I think I would like you guys come back on.
Okay,
yeah, for
great.
sure.
Awesome.
Or maybe someday we'll be somewhere at the same place and do something live together. Who knows?
Naked bike ride.
Naked bike ride. It's warm weather.
Let me. Yeah, it'll be warm. I'll check the weather report first. All right, you guys. Alicia and Stuart, thank you so much for being my guests tonight. Have a fantastic rest of your week. And for all of you guys over there on YouTube, I want to say thank you. You just helped me break the 15,000 mark, and I want to say thank you guys for your guys' continued support and everything else. I totally appreciate it. And I got some exciting news that I'm going to be increasing the number of content that I'll be posting on YouTube. So I'm going to put more fun stuff. I'm chasing my family around the house. We've got some new video equipment, so I'm going to be doing all types of new stuff. So thank you for your support. And don't forget, we've got new videos that are being posted weekly. And I don't have a formal schedule yet, but it's coming soon. So thanks for everything. Good night, everybody.